Hello, it's Tyrone Bader here,
Hello, it's Nico.
and today we have a match from our Frontier League. So who do we have on this match, Nico?
It's Lydon with a wedding ring. I'm pretty sure he's playing some sort of more than two colors.
That is the dead giveaway, the wedding ring, isn't it?
Yeah, wedding ring is Lydon.
And Lydon is facing off against Ryan,
Ryan Miller.
our resident control player.
Who, fun fact, he played the same deck he played from the very first round. No changes, I think. So that's the only
One
Yeah.
change. We've got confirmation of one change.
one change. I
So
guess.
yeah, a deck list he should be pretty familiar with. So
Yeah.
let's start this game off and see how it kind of progresses along. So we've got our players shuffling up here. Clear sleeves.
Clear
Interesting
sleeves.
choice. What do you make of that?
Yeah, you have to make sure every card has the same condition. You can't play up like a beat up basic lands.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right, so we'll keep an eye out to see if he gets called for card marking anywhere
Yeah.
through this match. Looks like the hands.
they didn't roll a dice.
are pretty
I think
good.
it's I think the reason they didn't roll a dice is the higher ranked goes first, I think.
I think the wedding ring might denote some superiority, maybe just in society.
Wedding ring implies that Lydon is not a virgin anymore, at least.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Fetid pools from
So tap land and pass back. Looks like Lydon's cracking the fetch here. It'll be interesting to see what he grabs. Maybe an indication of how many colors he's playing.
turn one. Turn one tap land generally means your
He just
control.
throws the planes onto the battlefield.
Playing around Blood Moon.
Just really dominant stuff here.
Doesn't want to get
Really
blood.
throwing his weight around.
Yeah. Doesn't want to get back to basics or Blood Moon, basically. Also, his basics are trash. Just like not unhinged, not full art, not foil. Also full art. Jace.
And we see a Jace come out.
One of the best starts Frontier. Turn 2 Jace. If it dies, then you got a removal spell out of your hand.
Exactly. We'll see how Ryan responds.
Fatal,
The Fatal Push. A great answer.
Yeah, that's one of the cards that the Dragon decks and Siege Rhinos didn't see was Fatal Push. So
Yeah. So it looks like a bit of an even mind sensor in
who has
someone's hand there. So, we might see someone getting got. And it looks like
So
with
in
the fetch
response
on
to a
this-
fetch, he
yeah.
fetched as well. That's why he got
Oh.
basics. Canopy Vista is the third land. Ooh. That's
rough.
basically strip mine with legs.
And wings.
Who has bigger hands, Ryan or Lydon? I'm going with Lydon here.
We might have to go back to the handshake to
Yeah.
to confirm that. Could you see Lydon's hand there? It looks like a lot of lands.
That's a gold cards as well. Lands are gold cards. I think control decks are okay to be flooded if you're waiting for like a treasure cruise or a dig. Early game, if they're not in a control mirror, they're not really threatening you with super fast things. So I think you're okay to get flooded there.
So it's just land go.
Yeah, windswept, and I saw another land in his hand.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Looks like Lydon's flooding out pretty hard. But we'll see what Ryan's got. I can see a dig through time in his hand. His graveyard's getting on the way to being nice and stocked up.
If they reprint like Cavern of Souls, I guess you can play dragon decks with no fear. Just declare dragons into your cavern. But I guess that will make all the tribal strategies better as well.
Yeah, I think humans would get a pretty strong buff from that, but dragons as well.
Now you can see the wisdom of having two basics right away. All the Tangle lands come to play untapped.
So let's see if Lydon can show off some dominance and draw a non-lane card.
Just bird attacks.
The bird's been getting in there.
Birds versus
Looks
dragons.
like Ryan's at 15.
All from fetches as well.
The pump fake, and then
Ooh, selfless spirit.
must be quite scary just to see this going back and being passed back.
You think the selfless spirit was there like to protect Jaces as well?
It'll be interesting. Possibly stop a Crux of Fate or something like that from coming down.
Yeah.
Kind of just trading one for one for that card.
Even a Languish as well. This inescapable Languish.
So interesting. Turn 5 comes around and no Ojitai.
Ooh. What's the life? He's gonna go to 11 now. Ooh, Blessed Lines. No Escalate.
No Escalate. Would you like to see an Escalate there?
Might as well. He's gonna eat a counter either way, right?
He might be holding up some kind of counterspell with his other 2 blue. It'll be interesting to see what Lydon prioritizes here. Gets rid of the Selfless Spirit.
Yeah, Ryan's the type of guy to main deck counter spells. That's his life. Counter spells. Food, showers, sleep, counter spells.
So we might start to see some action here. Nope, just passing back. It's good to note though, Lydon does have a Lumbering Falls down there, so...
Wait a minute, the Mind Sensor was turn 3, right?
Yeah,
and after
absolutely.
that, Lydon fetched. Did he look at his top 4 only?
I don't think it's symmetrical.
Or is it only opponents? Or is it only opponents?
Yeah, it's a real good card.
Ooh, nice. Birds are good.
Birds are real good.
Basically strip mine those 2 flooded strands.
And here we start seeing a lot more counterspells coming out from Ryan's side. Lydon's Tireless Tracker being disallowed.
It's the poor man's stifle, they call it.
Here's the poor man's cycle.
Poor man's stifle.
The land would have gone really nicely along with that Tireless Tracker, but it's not working out.
Oh, he's gambling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
And he hits.
he got it. If you're not good, you have to be lucky, I guess. Can you imagine if that saw like a swamp? That'd be sad.
That would feel horrible, seeing the basic swamp.
What do you think about a card that they'll print a card that says you can fetch any basic land type, but only basic lands? So it's an Evolving Wilds, but gets it untapped.
That would be pretty good.
You can't get shocks and duels with it, but it's like turn 1 any color basically.
Yeah, it's still pretty good, I think. And it looks like
Or a
again
waste.
Ryan hits off the fetch land.
Yeah.
So getting just the right amount of luck here to get through with these fetches. You can see Ryan's down to 9 though from these bird beats.
Yeah.
Lydon did a healthy 17. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see if Lydon really wants to fire up the Lumbering Falls at any point soon. He's down to 2 cards in hand there, I think.
Yeah. There might be an Eldrazi here somewhere. You have a Maya Coast instead of like Sanctums, Botanical Sanctums.
Maybe he might need that colorless.
Yeah. Or he just doesn't want to see anything come to play tap, maybe. What's the payoff for Bant for like having like 6, 7, 8 lands?
I think they play a high land count just to make sure they can get to that turn 4 Collector Company. And we haven't seen that yet. But again, having a lot of lands helps to do things like this, making sure he can activate that Lumbering Falls and still have some mana up to provide some action if need be.
It's an expensive man land, but at least it doesn't get fatal pushed.
Yep, looks like he's trying to block with a Flooded Strand. That doesn't work, so he cracks it. Holds priority and fatal pushes.
Where did he get the black source there?
So that's real,
Oh, yeah, for the fatal
real
push,
nice
I
play
guess.
from Ryan. That's let him finally fetch out a second black. And we might see a Crux of Fate soon. Not that it's going to do anything on this creatureless board. So where do you think the game's at, Nico? Who looks like they're pulling ahead here?
This is top decks, but I think individual top decks favors Ryan because it's dragons and gear hooks versus I guess a collected company would be a bomb, but like versus a tireless tracker, it's not very scary compared to like a big threat.
This is bad news for Lydon. A dig through time showing up.
Yeah, dig through time. Goes through Notion Thief, Spirit of Labyrinth, everything.
Looked like a Torrential Gear Hulk. It's been slammed down onto the table face down. And I can't see that other card, but
I think that might be an Anguish. It looked gold. We have it. We'll see.
we'll see. So that was end of turn, tapping, untapping
Gearhulk
his
is
mana.
also good in like a siege rhino format, big body.
Absolutely, the 5/6 bodies
Yeah, it blocks Gourmag anglers and everything.
can't be ignored.
Yeah.
So you can see a couple more lands in Lydon's hand. And that's just going to be run into the Gearhulk here, I think.
Ooh. Will the Gearhulk resolve too? He has some blue.
And I think he might be looking to flash back that dig through time and really seal this game up.
Disdainful stroke, that's pretty good.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Ooh. Not dig.
So he chooses the Blessed Alliance.
Yeah. Not instead of dig.
Untaps, draws. Look like another card with the Sultai symbol, so I think we've got a Silumgar's Scorn there.
Well,
Passing back to Lydon. And it looks like Orion's got
what's
control
allowed?
of this game.
11 into 9.
We'll see if Lydon can draw some action coming up.
He got a 2 for 1 there, so that's alright. I still hate his basics, but maybe that's the reason he's falling back in this game. He has no respect for basics.
That could be it. So we see Lydon untapping. Drawing, and it looks like he may have drawn a non-land card, and it is an Elvish Mystic.
Gonna block at least.
It's going to have a real tough time up against this Gearhulk.
He might have a Coco in hand.
And another dig through time. So Ryan's just really piling on the hurt now.
Ryan's tapping 6. Ooh, using all mana.
Oh, gets rid of the other dig.
Okay, that's pretty good. There's another. Whatever happens, it doesn't. As long as it doesn't get like void shattered, it's gonna go to the graveyard. Collected company.
So he chooses to shuffles up the others, puts them on the bottom, and he'll go to untap for his turn.
Are company decks and like collect cord decks, are they weak to counter magic, or they can just
Well, I think
rush with normal, just run my creatures in?
I think they should fare pretty well. They can play out some threats on 1, 2, and 3, and then kind of hold up Collected Company on 4, and play around at that instant speed where some other decks might not be able to, and have to run into those counter spells. So they should have a bit more of a chance. It just looks like Ryan's.
Drops the sweeping that. Slumguard is sweeping that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kills goblin tokens, also kills elves.
Yep, no good.
Yep. Lydon scoops.
Lydon
the good thing
scoops
is-
them up.
Ooh, scup. That's game 1, right?
That was game 1.